Ya'u Da'e Uma. What's goody to the guys and the goddesses, and what's popping to the people. And well, like we always do about this time. It's it's heavy right now, family. That much I do know. It's heavy right now. We gonna cook. We gonna cook tonight. Tap in, give everybody a chance to do whatever it is y'all do when y'all come late to the place y'all know y'all coming to anyway on Sunday. See how black folk do you? You know you're gonna come see me because you come every Sunday, but you're gonna come late and make me wait. Won't keep me in suspense. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so now peace to the queens, Ya'u Uma, Ya'u Uma. It's gonna be heavy tonight. It's gonna be heavy tonight. I got a lot. We got a lot to cover. We got to cover the spread tonight. We got a lot to cover. But first, let me do all the here. This is what we're gonna do. So y'all ain't gotta just sit there and wait on me. Here we go with the
Soon as they tell you no disrespect, the disrespect is coming. Throwing rocks, hiding your hand, always turn into something. I could spit the realest you heard, feel make you say it's nothing. The world is ran by weirdos and ropes, satanic baby touchers. Damn right I said it, now deal with it. Fuck the Duke and Duchess, they been having slaves since the old days. Come on, let's make it public. I won't bite my tongue for no one. Fuck what they do to me. Before I sell my soul or sell out, they'll sing my eulogy. Most of y'all was ops anyway. I'll be the bad guy. I'm Malcolm at the curtain every day. Gon' let the mag fly. Today is Independence Day. I'm done with all the fuckery. Cause Kanye West a puppet and I don't trust no fucking Kyrie. Enough with all these athletes. They Judas of Iscariot. Plus King James had slaves and half these Israelites just lie. Let's talk about them Salem witch trials. Then holler Queen down. Most of y'all ain't really got guts, and I can see it now. I'm fresh about the Matrix, aka it's Mr. Red Pill. Bars is like a car crash, rappers just like roadkill. All these baby mamas and baby daddies, but where the families at? Most of y'all was screaming gang gang, then y'all became rats. I done seen a mouse who was caught, actually escaped the trap. I don't know what happened after that. I'm simply stating facts. This is where the real meet the whack. And I'm just happy that it's R.I.P. when I'm on the track. Watch Beauty body that. Matter of fact, speaking of rap, let's go and get back to that. Cause all I see to keep it exact is a bunch of pussycats. I could give you bar after bar about the closed casket. Now you think I'm going too far about the pedo pastors. Hell no, this month it ain't March. This is truly madness. The truth is y'all live with no heart, and this is truly sadness. Rap game, they picked it apart and turned the ass backwards. Most of y'all just playing a part like Hollywood actors. This is where the road meet the rubber, and it get hella hectic. How the hell the ones vaccinated end up with more infections? You can ask your government by Operation Paperclip. And if the president is powerless, then why the hell we voting for them? See, this is where the coward is. They sacrifice and sacrilege. Defaced all your monuments just to erase the evidence. Forgive me if I'm a pessimist, but I ain't with that extra shit. Cause they ain't never gave me one reason to ever trust this bitch. Whip cracker on the crucifix. The truth of this is ludicrous, and I be getting hella pissed that y'all even believe that shit.
My fault, y'all. I just had to get some stuff done real quick. Real quick. But peace to the family, Yahoo. We're gonna start the party. Hold on, I'm going live on the book. Yeah. Instagram and wherever. I gave up on TikTok. I know they ain't gonna let me rock on TikTok. They ain't gonna let me rock on TikTok, bro. I got kicked out the first time. That was when that was light. So I know what they trying to say. You are not welcome. So now, like, all right, first thing I want to do, y'all know we gonna deal with the crooked officer, but I feel we got to deal with why. We all know what they did was rotten, but y'all know me. I like to set the tone for everything, so it's pointless for us to get up here and say those cops was wrong if we can't pinpoint why this was allowed to happen. So that's really what I want to deal with. I want to deal with not only was it wrong, but why was this allowed to happen? How was this able to happen? We say shit like it's 2023. How in 2023 can something like this happen? How are we still having to deal with this in 2023? Well, I'm gonna show you why we still have to deal with this in 2023. Because I say all the time, y'all know we live on the surface. We don't look beneath things. So we don't dig into the actuality of why things is going on. We just deal with the fact that they're going on. So now, what's a real let's start here. Hold on for a second. Let's start here. Before we get off into that, let's deal with this. What is Madonna being accused of? Oh, the Material Girl. What is she being accused of? Wait, let me see. I should have had my glasses. I can't see shit. Several reports confirm the pop icon Madonna is being accused of human trafficking and sexually exploiting children by a charity organization called the Ethiopian World Foundation. The company website states that the EWF is a something service organization that pushes policies, and I can't read the last part, y'all. My fault. It is too far away. But I know the gist of it, so we're gonna deal with it. So what they're alleging is Madonna is doing the wrong thing with all these children she keep getting. But adopted 4 small children from Malawi, a country located in the Southeast Africa in 2006. The Material Girl founded a charity called Raising Malawi, a nonprofit organization that seeks to support orphans and at-risk children through health and education programs. The group alleges that Madonna used her Malawi adopted son, David Banda, for sexual exploitation and social experiments. The petition cites that photos of David wearing women's clothes, makeup, and jewelry. The EFW also claims that Madonna made the false statements that David's dad was absent when she applied for the adoption. Okay, so now we gotta I already know a lot of people got hella justification for this, but we about to take a real serious walk tonight. We got to deal with this. Madonna accused of child trafficking in Malawi. So let me ask y'all this first and foremost. See, you gotta. Well, first of all, before I do that, let's deal with Madonna's son. This is Madonna's son, a grown ass man that wears dresses and heels. And she been dressing him like that for most of his existence. Now, where is it right there? Yeah, new photo of David at the school play. This is her son with the spike choker on, with the black lipstick liner and whatever this is on his head. Now we're going here, and we can see, okay, this is a full-blown dress he got on in whatever play this is. Now, y'all think like, okay, we take the stance, so what? People got the right to do what they want. If he want to wear a dress, he can wear a dress. And the reason why we take that stance is because this is where society has pushed us into this space. So you wouldn't have to put a disclaimer out there if this was a natural behavior. But they want to train you to think that it's natural for, at some point, grown men or teenage boys to desire to wear dresses. Well, sometimes we let common sense not be so common. So watch how quick this goes. Watch how quick this goes. You look at that outfit right there. That's a man in a dress. I guarantee you he didn't get that out the men's section. Now, even though a year or two from now, and I'm already knowing in certain cities it's probably already there, pretty soon you're going to be able to get that out the men's section. And probably already, like I said, in certain places. But traditionally speaking, if a man wants to wear a dress, he has to go get it out the women's section. That right there says everything. We look over the simple things. That right there says everything. Forget how you got it in your mind. Forget how you twisted it up to convince yourself to think. If a man has to go into the woman's section to get what he needs to wear, he shouldn't be there. Personal preference, do what you want to do. But here's the problem. We have a woman, Madonna, being accused of sex trafficking young African boys. Now, is this the first time we heard of celebrities going to African nations, getting African children, and some weird shit starting to happen? Y'all remember the Amber Alert lady, the fucking lady who helps you find your little babies. She got caught smuggling 33 children out of Haiti. And Hillary Clinton, the Clintons provided the lawyer for her to fight the case, who was an ex-pedophile in another state. So he got his license somewhere else. See, this is the type of fuckery that go on, and we just allow it, and then we got the nerve to say people who just do what they want to know. There's a fuck. It's like this right here. How do the police find a crime? They don't just say, hey, well, they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to. You're supposed to investigate a crime, gather evidence, and reach a conclusion. So we be seeing shit happen. We don't gather evidence and reach a conclusion. We just say, hey, it's what they said, so it must be right. No, and no. So now, here's what we have to deal with. Let's look at this right here. This was something. I don't even know this guy. He plays for the Utah Jazz. And he said, appreciate you coming out, YG. I don't know if that's the artist, YG or whatever. Now you look down here, you see 72 thousand likes, 2.7 thousand shares, 652 comments. We sitting here talking about some of the most consequential shit in Black America. But this basketball player got 2.7K shares. And look at his fingernails when you zoom in. He got his fingernails painted. He's throwing up the devil horns and he got his fingernails painted. So now, y'all have to understand, these people don't really believe in a devil. This is energy based. This is a little boys clique where they talk to each other in signs. So Satan is an energy and a thought process, not a little red guy underground that's gonna get you if you do wrong. This is the secret to their success, the belief in the energy that surrounds this deity and this thought process. So, case in point, a basketball player who's obviously popular, playing for a premier team, Utah Jazz, he's on the court shaking and baking with his fingernails painted. There's a deliberate line being crossed. And every time you don't say nothing, they just take a little more space from you. So what does all of this have to do with anything? Okay, we're going to talk about these 5 police officers. Okay, well, I'm going to suggest the reason why they keep doing this to us is because our men are running around in dresses and nail polish. These are the warriors that would be defending their elders, their women and children. When you're a young man, this is a fight. This is a fight. There is a war of inequality and racism taking place right in your country. Whether you choose to get involved or not, it exists. We keep seeing it. This is a fight for your existence. And so anytime there's a fight, there's a war going on, the people who are called to the battlefield are the youth, the young warriors. What time do they allow you to go to the army? 18. Why? Because the young warriors is who fight for the women and children. Okay, if they're effeminizing the young warriors who would be fighting for the women and children and the elders, then who gonna fight? So you got the young guy who would normally be standing up for his people. He want to twerk and wear a dress. How can a people sustain when its warriors have been effeminized? And how can a people defend themselves when its warriors have been effeminized? So it is open season on us because it is understood that no one is defending us. And anytime no one is defending a race of people, then they are subject to brutality. Not only that, there's an old slew of things that come attached to that, like self-hate, ignorance of self, lack of understanding of how to navigate. This the lady who has been watching you since that big ass water cup almost 4 years ago. Appreciation, Queen. We on I'll put the I'm gonna put this in the chat too. We on YouTube. I put this in here every week. Y'all can stay over there or y'all can come over here. It just be visuals over here, slides and clips and everything. But whatever. Peace to everybody all over the place. So what's going on? If she is that twisted, I bet she fucks him. right, and freedoms, but morality is pretty much off limits. Oh, we don't like her. Yeah. Okay, I'm just catching up to y'all. Y'all cooking over here in the chat section. My fault. So yeah, I was gonna get to that. Whoever Brian is, I was gonna get to that. Hey, can you add me on the live? My name is Trippy. Okay, Trippy. Hey, Trippy, you ain't coming in. You coming here on some righteous conversation, right? Because we don't do no crazy shit, Trippy. If you do anything crazy, we getting you up out of here. Outside of that, you more than welcome.
You stupid nigger! Son of a bitch, I hate.
I knew you was a weirdo, Trippy. Get your weird ass out of here. I don't understand you goofy ass white dudes. Y'all sit around here and don't got shit else to do. You see some productivity and you come in here with racial slurs. Get a fucking life. The fuck out of here, bro. Motherfucker, you'll waste your time. Bug me to let you on my show so you can say stupid shit. Nobody want to hear that shit. Yeah, you more than welcome to come over here to YouTube. It's cool. It's up to you. There we go. Hey, hold on for a second, y'all. Hey, Corey! Hey, y'all, hold on for a second. The camera that went out over here on YouTube. It did. Huh? You said it went to the. Give me 1 second, y'all, and we'll be back cooking. My fault. There we go. Okay. All right. Appreciate you, God. Whoever left, bring your ass back. They got mad left. Get your ass over here. I decided to just go around and piss people off by telling them to cooperate with the police. What do you do when you are dealing with animals who have an instinct for self-preservation? Okay, so now, Brian, let's deal with this. Hold on for a second. You said you decided to go around and piss people off by telling them to cooperate with the police. What do you do when you're dealing with animals who have no instinct for self-preservation? Well, first we have to identify the animals who have no instinct for self-preservation, Brian. Tell me, blacks bring this on themselves by not being responsible members of society. What the fuck does that got to do with Madonna raping her son? Being responsible members of society. What makes you a responsible member of society, Brian? Just because you're a white guy named Brian? What makes you such a responsible member of society? Because from where I stand, Brian, if you're not white, you're confused. If you are white, then you're either in denial or you're a racist. And the reason why I say that is this, Brian, because inherently, if you're born with white skin, there is tons of problems you already don't have. You said you thought I was talking about Tyree. You said you decided to go around and piss people off by telling them to cooperate with the police. And then you said, what do you do when you're dealing with animals? So I'm trying to figure out who the animals are and what are we talking about here? We got to be specific here so that I know exactly what I'm addressing. Because I don't think we can call either side animals. One side is a victim, the other side is calculated. So I just need to know exactly what are we talking about? Okay, so now the thing is this right here. Then you said blacks bring this on themselves by not being responsible members of society. Right. So like I said, back to my original statement, you're either, if you're a black person saying that, you're confused as fuck. If you're a white person saying that, you're either a racist or you're in denial. So whatever we talking about, you made the statement about blacks bringing this on themselves. Everybody talks about rights and freedoms, but morality is pretty much off limits. Either way it goes, what we're dealing with is the notion of blacks bringing things on themselves. Let's just walk that walk for a second, Brian. Okay. We play this game. Animals are people who don't how to be responsible and cooperate even when it's even in their best interest. No, that's your definition. Animals follow a universal chain of thought and they never deviate. So animals always follow what the system dictates. So that wouldn't be what animals are, because animals know when to fly south for the winter. They know what time of season to mate. They know exactly what to do, where to find food. They know everything by following the system that doesn't get broken. Now, if you're going to refer to black people as animals, that's twisted ass thinking. So we're going to have to deal with it, which is right in line with our discussion tonight. So this works out great. Now, first of all, how to be responsible and cooperate even when it's even in their best interest. We can't possibly be talking about the Tyree tape because he was cooperative than a motherfucker. So now we can't overlook the systematic aspect that black people deal with every day in this country. And it's convenient for everyone to pretend it doesn't exist. If black people have to admit it, then they have to do something about it. If white people have to admit it, then they have to either admit they're racist or do something about it. So it's convenient for everybody to overlook the systematic aspect of black existence. So now, what I mean by the systematic aspect of black existence. If you don't know history, then you could just spew shit out. So now let's deal with problem, reaction, solution. It's called the no way was he cooperative. Well, Brian, you be cool for a minute. We got to do this in formula. I'm going to address everything you said, but you got to listen for a minute. So just be cool. So now I got to get you to where you at. I'm going to bring everybody where you at, Brian. Just give me a second, but I need you to hear this. This is important for your whole argument. So now what we dealing with is something called the Hegelian dialect. Problem, reaction, solution. This is a known formula that governments have been using since the beginning of time. So now you create the problem, you get the reaction, and then you come with the solution for the problem you created. So now watch how this works. I got to take you back a minute. Contrary to popular belief, there was a time in American history right after the Civil War in the early 1900s where Black America had thrived financially to a height higher than white America. Yeah, see, white folk don't like to hear when you get on that ass. He don't want to hear nothing but that bullshit. So get your ass on, Brian, because this is history class. You don't you don't get to come in here and just say whatever the fuck. You come in here is and learn or get the fuck on. That's what you could do. So now let's deal with some history. Right after the Civil War, Black America they tell you you became, slavery was abolished in 1865, is what they tell you. If you look at the course of the way the country went, it was more like 1890 before it was officially a thing. But okay, so you're looking at from 1890 to 1920. Black Wall Street was destroyed in 1920. There were several Black Wall Streets all over America. Black Wall Street had airports, banks, train stations, the whole shebang. Listen to what I'm saying. We're getting there. I promise you we're getting there. You gotta, everybody ain't in the same space, so we gotta build. Just give me a second, guys. So now what I'm saying is this right here. We talking about the black home, black people's homes. We're talking black economics and what happened in the black community. This has to be understood so we don't just assume things. So this is a teachable moment. So what I'm saying is this right here. In 30 years, we rose to the height in a country where we were openly not given opportunity, and we rose to millionaire status and created millionaire communities all over America. Those communities, one by one, were burned down. There was no probable cause. The people are still in court trying to sue. America has already admitted that Black Wall Street was unjust and it shouldn't have happened. So this is not an argument of whether it should or shouldn't have happened. It happened, it shouldn't have happened. But what is the point to this? It destroyed the black economic base in America that we had created on our own. So now there is no victimhood. Shut the fuck up and listen or get out. Ain't no victimhood. The problem with you people is you don't like to admit what the fuck you did. You like to live your privileged ass existence and say, if only the niggas would just pull themselves up by the bootstraps. You cut the fucking strings off the boots. Now shut up, Brian, and learn or beat it. It ain't no fucking victimhood. Was there or were there not slaves in motherfucking America? Did they get reparations like every other race on the planet? No and yes. So quiet. Now, therefore, every time there has been a black economic base in America, it has been inadvertently destroyed. Now, every time there has been an economic base, it has been destroyed. So where are we losing at in America? When people keep saying, you're not a productive member of society. You're not cooperating. You're not being a part of society. This is a capitalistic society that's based off economics. So you can't intentionally place someone at the bottom of the economic pool and then say, why aren't you doing better? And we're going to have to stop the bullshit and admit economics is what has hindered us, and economics is what has been taken from us. Now we're going to get to what we did wrong. That's what tonight is all about. I literally started the show by saying, if the young black male is not willing to protect the women and children, then there will be no protection. That's about us. But here on Misinformation Nation, we call it how the fuck it is. So in order to get us in this position, something happened. We didn't just wake up stupid one day. Stop playing with us. Everything on this planet that you see came from the melanated man and woman. The very first university on the planet came from the melanated man and woman. Your science, your arithmetic, your medical field, your religious doctrine, every fucking thing you can think about it. If you let me finish cooking, Brian, you're going to hear a lot of good points. I'm not up here playing victim. I'm up here teaching. All you got to do is just listen for a minute. And I promise, if you're as open-minded as you just were a second ago, you're going to hear some more shit. So now here's the thing. You must understand. We have to understand what we're a part of. So you can look up Dr. Nearly Fuller. There's going to be plenty of solutions. We're here for 2 hours. We only 30 minutes into this. Just relax. Smoke you a bowl or something, Brian. Have you a fucking Paps or some shit and relax. It's going to get greater later. Now, what we have to understand is, first, this thing goes in steps. So let me break down what we're dealing with right now. It's impossible. Understand what I'm telling you. It is impossible to create a solution for a problem you don't understand. I say it again. It is impossible to create solutions for problems you don't understand. So until we identify what the problem is, single it out and target it, we just do this right here, which is what you see us doing frequently in America. So now, what happened that led to these moments? I started by saying they are effeminizing our young warriors. That's one problem that we must deal with. No, you don't have to understand anything and you don't have to listen. You're choosing to. So choose to listen with your ears and not with your fingers. That's all. That's all I'm asking. You're here to listen. So listen with your ears, not your fingers. And then after you've intaken some information, then come back with legitimate comebacks. You're someone looking for problems right now. Now, if we understand that the 9 areas of existence have been compromised. All 9 areas of existence have been compromised. So everything you got to get sex, education, language, law, politics, entertainment, war, economics. Every facet of what it takes to become a people has been compromised and is under control. Not simply targeting the black man and black woman. It is control of a system. This society is ran on a system. So now we have to understand that the aspects of this system is what is buckling us down. So we have to call each aspect of the system for what it is. So now the thing is this right here. When you lose your economic base, you already, through the process of several slaveries, you lose your sense of identity and sense of self. So you no longer identify with who you consider the creator. That's an important aspect of this. So once a people lose their God and they lose their nation, then you reprogram a different God, different understanding, different nation. This is what we're dealing with. So now what you're calling lack of cooperation or ignorance is just a people who don't understand what has happened to them. And everyone who's ever stepped forward to say, hey, this is what our problem is, was incarcerated or assassinated. So we can't ignore that there's a deliberate thing happening. We can't say, we see what's going on, but we got to get past it. No. First, we have to identify what's going on and then come up with solutions. So now, when you have a people who don't understand who they are, then they don't understand their role as a society. So our young 21-year-old man, here's the rite of passage as a 21-year-old black man in America. He now can legally get into the club. He now can legally do shit that he couldn't do. He can go to the liquor store, he can get in the club, things of that nature. Maybe another step further in college, whatever the case may be. But none of it is at 21, my job is to protect my people. At 18, we are willing to go off and fight wars that we don't understand. But at 18, we're not willing to say, hey, from this moment forward, I dedicate my existence to my nation and my people. Why? Why? Because we condition. This comes from a lack of knowledge of self. Okay, I agree, but those that have smartphones, there's no excuse not knowing your history and why we are where we are at today. Let's go forward from where we are and keep preaching to who don't want to hear you. Okay, so now here's the thing. Okay, let's deal with it like this right here. If I know what to look for, my smartphone comes in handy. What about when I don't? See, what we have to understand is most people don't believe that something actually is wrong. Look, watch this. Watch how quick this happened. The number one art form, I take that back. The number one form of entertainment, is rap music. Now that's globally. That's not just in America, globally. Number one form of entertainment is rap music, or what we call the hip hop culture. Now, this generates billions of dollars every year. And no black people own and control it. You are respected as a nation by what you can trades, goods, and services, how you can do business with other nations. So as a nation, as Black Americans, we don't have anything that we can offer to the other nations, because all the things that we could offer and barter to other nations, we don't control. So with Black America having financial issues and economic issues, hip hop could get us out of it if we understood it and controlled it, but we don't. So the artist, the person who has the talent, takes the smallest portion. Think about this. The number one form of entertainment on the planet, the people who created it and the entertainers themselves make the least amount of money. This is lack of understanding. So now, you can't protect your art form. And in that art form, it tells you that your women are bitches. And it tells you that it's okay to kill each other. So how can you obtain knowledge of self when you're praising something so destructive? So these are all the things that are connected to the one thing that we're here to talk about. These are the things that lead to the things. Peace to everybody on Facebook. These are the things that lead to the things that to the one thing that we're here to discuss. But we have to get there, family, is what I'm always saying to y'all. We got to get there. Let's get there so that we get there together. What happens is, if we don't build towards a destination, then we just spew things out, and then it becomes argumentative. When we fall back and take the ride, a lot of shit will start to come together. It's just the way I try to make the lesson complete. So now let's deal with it. Now here's what we're really dealing with. the primary problem, the lesson for the day is we don't have the knowledge of self that's leading to this. If we understood who we were, this wouldn't even be possible. But when they see on every song, they hear you call your queen a bitch and say that you don't care nothing about her unless she making you some money or giving you some sex. When they hear her say that unless you paying her bills, you ain't that relevant. When they hear this all over the world, this is how y'all feel about each other. It's easy to strangle you on Facebook Live. It's easy to shoot you in the chest while your daughter in the back seat and get off. It's easy for 5 black cops to look at one of their own and see so less of life that they decipher, I kill you right here. And they did. You can't love yourself with these thoughts. And that's why I say we're going to always get to the destination. It just take a minute. The real lesson is about knowledge of self. We could talk about all of this other shit. It's cool. But let's deal with the real deal. If they really knew who the fuck they was, they wouldn't be cops any goddamn way. That's how I feel. And some of y'all be saying, well, we need more black cops. No, the fuck we don't. We need more black coalitions to stand against black cops. And therefore, those people can breed their own fucking officers. Send your child to the academy. Get intricate into the system and understand how it works and make sure he can't be tainted and create your own shit. But really, we don't need that. I put on all black and police my community every week. Fuck you need their permission for. If you was police in your community, they wouldn't be able to come in there with that bullshit. They ain't finna strangle no black people in front of us. I bet you. So if you was in your own neighborhoods doing it, you wouldn't have to deal with these fucking racist sellouts working for the white folk. Now, but it's all kind of, but see, I tell y'all all the time, this ain't cut and dry. This is a funky cold Medina. Watch this. What do I tell y'all? I said the other night, I ain't looked into it. I ain't had time. But I bet you it ain't what it looked like. And it never is. What's the rule? They never tell the truth. So now we got these guys. These five guys is charged with it. And I don't know. I would be, and I'm gonna say this just and leave it there, but I would be extremely interested to know what ethnic background these brothers have. Not whether it matters or not, but I just don't see that. I don't feel those Black American features in there. So that could be a thing. I don't even know if that matters, but I'm just speaking my mind. But there's the 5 guys charged in it. Now, right off the bat, we got to notice something right off the bat. All 5 of them fired. Right off the bat. It ain't no we got to investigate. It ain't no we trying to figure it out. None of that shit they do with the white boys. 5 black dudes, it's over. Pay attention, brethren. Pay attention. Why? This is what make this so ill. This is what make this so ill. So let me get this straight. I'm upholding your fucked up ass creed, and then you sell me out. Why wouldn't they? You know how long they needed a moment like this to get the heat off the white cops? You see, y'all don't pay attention. The first thing it said was white supremacy. It was talks of white supremacy as soon as it happened. black dudes upholding white supremacy. They're about to make 5 black men the new face of white supremacy and cop killing black men. They're about to make an example out of them. Woo! And they gonna be the new face. Forget about them white boys. Now, I couldn't even watch this all the way through. And I've been able to watch every last one of them. Isn't that amazing? Every time it's our turn, it's got to be 10 on 20. Why come they was talking like, bitch, I'll break your arm. I'll break your jaw. Why they talking like gang members? Why was they gang banging in there? Like stomping them and cocking back and bitch, I said don't move. I'll make sure in your fucking face. What the fuck? I was listening like, wait a minute. This shit don't even sound like cops. And for fucking Brian, who just said he wasn't cooperative. Fuck out of here. Did you see when they first rushed to the car, bitch? Get your ass out the car, bitch. Bitch. How many bitches did they call them? Snatched them up out the car. When? Lay down. I'm laying down. I just want to go home. Bitch, I said lay down. I'll break your fucking arm. I'll make your ass. So why they talking to him like that? Since when do police talk like this? See, we could get hypnotized and lost in the sauce, but you better pay attention because it won't pay you. These dudes are not talking like police officers. Fuck what the guy did. He took him on a little chase. Okay. That's your job, to catch criminals. There's nothing in your handbook that says, if I got to chase you, I get to whoop your ass. I could almost guarantee you, it ain't a police handbook in America that say, if I got to get out my car and chase this nigga, I get to whoop him. So we got to stop playing these games. People, let's look at the climate of America. Cops don't just arrest motherfuckers these days if you black. A police arrest frequently nowadays end up in an ass whooping and a dead black man. We don't know, but we will tonight. We as people, we sit on our couch and judge. He was resisting. He was woo-woo. The cameras come on when they want them to come on. My question is this. What about police procedure? Because black men are in fear for their life these days. So if a black man flee, that doesn't always mean he's guilty. Maybe he's scared. But there's some other things that we're not looking into. That's what you got me for. Like, who were these cops? Why were they really chasing him? See, this shit y'all don't know when you sit on your couch and talking about he was resisting. Okay. You got the police chief, the black lady. I forgot her name just that fast. Somebody can throw it in the chat for me, the black lady name. And watch me cook real quick, Brian. Police deal with negative energy all the time. That's what the fuck they get paid for. Maybe he was a gang member. Maybe the police was gang members. But you watch this, Brian. I'm going to school your ass tonight. Oh, yeah. Goddess. Rah. I'm finna cook Brian. He don't know who he fucking with tonight. Brian, I don't come up here to spin my wheels and play Whistling Dixie. You up here to fuck around. I'm not. Watch this. So now, first of all, yeah, they were sorority members. But they were also part of the hold on for a second. Hold on for 1 second, Facebook. God damn. What 1 second, Facebook. Where we at? The oh wait, I got it. Okay, my fault. Where Facebook at? Let me get back. Where Facebook go? Resume. My fault, Facebook. I'm back. Okay. Let me go to my, I just wanted to make sure everything was where it's supposed to be. Let's cook now. Okay. So you got, What's the name of this? Come on, not today. It's the Red Dog Squad. So now I can't find it in here. You got the Red Dog Squad. Now, who is the Red Dog Squad? Now, the Red Dog Squad, the Red Dog Squad is a drug gang unit that they put together in the I think in the late 80s in Atlanta. Now, they pulled the Red Dog Squad apart for corruption. The Red Dog Squad terrorized Atlanta, kicking in doors, planting evidence, doing all kind of shit. They was ruthless. Now, it started in the 80s. When she was head in Atlanta, she took over the Red Dog Squad. The corrupt black dudes that plant evidence and steal and fuck up drug dealers and shit. Okay, so now, this not because I say so. All you got to do is look it up. The Red Dog Squad got pulled apart and disbanded because of corruption. Okay, now, she was head of that. And she got fired. Why did she get fired? She got fired because of a sex scandal with one of the officers, and she wouldn't tell the truth. One of her members of the Red Dog Squad was in a sex scandal, and she didn't come clean and tell what the filthy fuck did, so she got fired. Now, she appealed and later on got her job back. So, now, the Scorpions came next. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, Brian. That's why you don't know. You just don't know what you're talking about. The Scorpions came next when she got here. So those guys that strangled that brother out and killed him and shit was part of her Scorpion unit. The Scorpion gang unit. So first, she had the Red Dog unit that was corrupt as hell, that was kicking in doors and planting evidence on drug dealers, and they got pulled apart. Then she had a sex scandal. She got fired for it. Later on, she got reinstated. Then she came here and started the Scorpion unit. The Scorpion guys is who just did this. Now, how come everywhere she go, a group of vigilante black cops follow her on bullshit? Now, she got some funny shit going on that ain't being talked about. Like, for instance, it's a white cop. This is facts. Who is in the report for tasing him. Okay. So if he was in the report for tasing him, how come it's only 5 black cops on trial? This is a game. I keep trying to tell y'all. Now y'all know I play with these numbers. You can do this on your own. But I deal with I connect numbers to incidents. Gematria will help you do that if you know what you're looking for. So I typed in. Now, anybody who been watching me about to understand what this means before I even say it. Now, I typed in Tyree Nichols into the Gematria chart. In American Gematria, his number came up to 888. And if you've been rocking with me for any time, you already know the number 8 is connected with death. And a lot of celebrities, Chadwick Boseman, Kobe Bryant, just to name a couple, Jackie Robinson, all allegedly killed by the establishment, all was under the number 8. He got 3 8s. So sometimes this is how they select what they're going to do. So this is just something for y'all to chew on. I don't think that's a coincidence, but we can get past that. That's just another little piece of something. Now, the other thing is this right here. This the bombshell. This is the bombshell. We got information from a separate police chief from a different precinct out in Memphis. And he got reprimanded for posting this information. But allegedly, Tyree was having a relationship with one of the officer's wife, either his wife or his ex-wife. Now, I said to myself before I heard this information, when I watched the attack, when they ran to the car, I said, this is extremely personal. It's too far gone already. Why? As soon as they run to the car, get the fuck out the car, bitch. And they just like, this like a street fight. They just snatched him out the car, and he steady saying, okay, relax. Put your face on the ground. I'm on the ground. Stop resisting. I'm not. I just want to go home. Y'all hurting me. Why you doing that? Bitch, I'll break your arm. Bitch, I'll mace you. Come on, bro. This is not how police behave. I don't give a fuck what happened. As a police, you don't got the right to talk to this man like this. He get a trial just like every other fucking American, despite what he did. But there was tension already there for something you could tell. And obviously, this got to be something. I guarantee you, when we hit the court and we go to trial, I guarantee you $1,000 to a big bag of shit, it's going to come out that this young man was in a relationship with somebody's wife or ex-wife. I guarantee you it's going to come out. This was a personal vendetta, and that's why they cut their ass off so quick. We don't want to have no ties with y'all ass. Y'all done went in here and got on some vigilante shit and got even because this dude porking your woman, and now, no, we not. Now, she probably, for all we know, she could have approved it, but now she finna wash her hands with it. They tried to say he was driving the wrong way, yeah, but they went on we seen the camera. Everything they claimed, the traffic violation and all that, we seen all that on the police camera was a lie. Even the police chief admitted. The police chief herself said none of the dash cams support what they said. So for Brian talking about he didn't cooperate, the fucking police chief said he cooperated. The police chief said, with her crooked ass, she crooked as the letter S. And even she said there is nothing on these dash cams to support these allegations that they have about these traffic violations and shit. So this was an execution carried out. Let's act like we ain't never seen this before. We've seen this before. We've seen this before. Chizira in the building. Yahoo got. Peace, my queen Yahoo. The queen mother in the building. Yahoo, mama. Brian, we glad you gone. Get the fuck out. Hey, he talking about he tired of listening to me. Hey, you made it an hour and 15 minutes. You ain't that tired. Fuck. The fuck? Don't listen to me for an hour and complain the whole time. You know what you could have did with your life in 60 minutes? Obviously nothing. Because you here bothering me. Now, what we trying to do is what advice he giving? How about the part where I said we're hurting black economics? How about the part where I said protect our black queens? How about the part where I said education? Brian, shut the fuck up. and look, we're past the hour and 16. Brian has successfully been here an hour and 16 minutes listening to me complaining. Why are you still here, Brian? Obviously, I have nothing to offer you, but you can't stop listening. That's a peculiar thing you got going on. You said at 8:11, that was 5 whole minutes ago, you said you was tired of listening to me. So you spent 5 more minutes just tired, just tired with your ear glued to the thing, just tired. Hey, mama, you know me. I have fun with the trolling. It come with the thing. But listen though, here's the real deal though. See, what we not gonna overlook is, hey Brian, this ain't a good look, bro. They over here on Facebook calling you Karen, Brian. That's not a good look. It ain't come from me. This is the people. The people have spoken. You are officially a YouTube Karen. Oh no, Brian. No, Brian. No, Brian. No, Brian. Okay, so now let's look at this thing though. Let's look at this thing though. This is why I said the thing about the police. When you understand that the first police force in this country, I don't know about anywhere else, but the first police force in this country was slave catchers. So the entire reason why the police force was initially created in America was to catch slaves. And this is where the wanted dead or alive posters come from. You know, you see that in the Western where it say wanted dead or alive. The first people on those posters was you. When they call a redskin, that was for you. Because when they found you, if you was wanted dead or alive, but if they had to kill you to get you, then they could take your scalp and hand in the scalp and get half the money for it. So the police force originates in this country with catching slaves. So now when you join this establishment, you're joining a brotherhood that was created for trapping your people. See, we got to understand, we can't just always say, we got to take our accountability for our part in it, but we also have to understand the system that is at play. So now, now I don't believe in coincidences. So let's do something real quick. So we know we can pinpoint from a historical standpoint that the first police force was for catching slaves. We know this. This is a fact that can't be refuted. Now we can fast forward to 2023. And we can see that the most incarcerated species on the planet is the Black American male. There's no coincidence there. It was created for catching Black American males 400 fucking years ago. And now here we sit 400 years later. Well, I take that back, 250 years later, which is still a long ass time. 250 years later, you're the most locked up. So it was created to lock you up 250 years ago, and successfully 250 years later, you've been locked up more than anybody else, and you still are. And so we could look at all the middle shit and say, oh, you did this, you did this, you did that. Or we could be smart and say, they had a plan and they found a way to make it happen. You have to come full circle with your thought process. If the goal was to lock up Black men in America, 250 years later, they have succeeded. Simple. So now we have to call attention to all the motherfucking traps and how they got us here. But first we have to say, why would any Black men who understand this history participate in it? Now there's one Black man that I know of. Y'all could look up the New York 9. It was a Black dude. It was a young brother who got into the NYPD, seen how corrupt it was, and he wouldn't take the bait. He wouldn't go for none of the bullshit, and they outcast him. They fucked with him. They made his life a living hell. They was doing all kind of racist shit. They was shooting at him, trying to kill his family, and he banged it out. And he said, I didn't get into it for this, and I'm not going to succumb to this. So he created the NYPD 9. He found 9 brothers, big swole dudes that ain't scared, and they don't do corruption, period. And they went up against the police force, and they whooped their ass and made them stand down, and they don't fuck with dude no more. Now, I did a thing on the police like about 8 months ago. Now, I don't know if he's still active, but that's the only Black cop I give a fuck about. because he actively went up against the system, took his lumps, and fought back until he won. And now he got 8 black men, and they got them put their vests on, they swole, they get their pistols out and say, let's go to war. And they go out in the streets and they really fight crime. If your ass got on a badge and you corrupt, you just as dead meat as a criminal to them. I don't honor no other black cops. If you're not getting in the police force to do that, fuck your life. This go along, get along shit, I'm not with it. It's called the Fraternal Order of Police. The police department is a Masonic order. So understand that. It's called the Fraternal Order of Police. It's a fraternity. It's a brotherhood. That's why they call it the Blue Shield. So you don't go against one of your fellow men in blue or you get ostracized no matter what they did. Just how this lady was a captain or she was a chief in a police precinct where one of the guys under her get caught up in some sex shit and she don't do the right thing, out him and say fuck him. She hide the goddamn crime with him. That's not what you put on a fucking badge for. To have a license to commit crime and target your people. We already know from a statistical standpoint, anyone who says that black men, women, and children throughout American history have not been targeted by the police is a fucking idiot or a racist. So if we know these things exist, we have to not make excuses for them, but we have to deal with them accordingly. You know, it's nothing but love, God. So here's what we got to deal with. Everything is 2-part. The first part is shame on them for what they did to me. Second part is shame on me for letting them do it again. So you don't get no pass after the first time. Dick Gregory used to say, once you put the magic glasses on, you can never take them off. That was his way of saying, once you wake up to the bullshit of this world, you can't unsee it. That's me. One day I seen through, and now I can't unsee it. So my job here is for you to make you see it. And I know if you see it when you hear, when you leave, you can't unsee it. You could try, but the universe gonna punish you for understanding the type of shit we talking about tonight and pretending you don't. So that's why when I teach, I make sure the lesson is thorough so that by the time we get to where we at, we got 30 minutes left. You shouldn't have a pretty concrete understanding of what we was doing here tonight, unless you choose not to. So now, once the cat's out the bag, you can't put it back in. You cannot. So now tonight, everybody that rocked with me tonight, with the exception of Brian, took the glasses off. Now, you can choose to wake up tomorrow and pretend we didn't do what we did here tonight. That's on you. Please hit the like. Please hit the share. That's on you. I did my part. I'm wrong if I know what I know and don't come break it with my people. So tonight I broke bread with my people. So now we got to move forward understanding that something, once again, as usual, anytime you're dealing with America, any situation you see is going to have another side to it. This country doesn't deal in cut dry up front. This country deal in the hidden hand. It's the sleight of hand. Somebody put up something real dope, and if y'all was on my page, I shared it today. A brother had a dope ass thing he put up. He said the first half was like they be looking for witchcraft to look like this, and it was like all kind of what we assume is satanic, blood, pentagrams, and all that type of shit. And then the bottom part said, but it really looks like this. And then it said news break. Bro, y'all don't understand how ill that is, because we don't understand what witchcraft is. And see, the TV, the tell lie to your vision, does a phenomenal job, and it has for the last almost 100 years in convincing you that in order to be a witch, you need a funny hat, a book, and some magic spells, and you got to be connected to the devil. See, the reason why they did that, because they're the real, and this is witch is a derogatory term because it means black woman. It means healer. The first healers of this planet was the black woman. This is not a racial moment. This is just a real thing. Okay, so now when they tell you voodoo is cursed and it's a bad thing, the reason why they're telling you voodoo is a bad thing because voodoo came from our queens. It's the medical field. So they can't allow you to believe in voodoo because they would have never been able to create a medical field where they can make $1 trillion off of. The medical field is $1 trillion industry. Selling y'all those pills, that's worth $1 trillion. We can't do that if we let y'all know that y'all created the medicine field. What is medicine? It's what you do with plants and herbs, how you mix them to get better. Okay, go on the box, look at the pill prescription. These are plants on the back of there. Oxycodone and all that shit, these are plants. Shit extracted from plant leaves. That's it. There is nothing else. How the fuck you gonna get medicine? How you gonna get anything? Everything on this planet, the creator gave us out the ground. We don't need shit. That's why you're in trouble. You allow people to convince you need this, that, and the third, when the creator provided you with everything that you would ever need growing out the ground and out the water. If it ain't from out the ground or from out the water, you shouldn't need it. That's it. Religious text didn't come out the ground, so you shouldn't need it. It would have grew like every fucking thing else. If the creator can make a goddamn rhinoceros, I got no concern that we could have been like scavenger hunts and just digging up little tablets and shit. So this is a game. The whole thing is fake left, pass right. So we get you to look at things that don't matter while everything that does matter is over here and you shun it. So it's easy to look at this and say, broadcasting spelled words. This is and when we used to go to school, well, when I used to go to school every Friday, you used to have a spelling bee. Spelling. So when you're putting words together, it's called spelling. You're casting a spell. So anytime you see words on the paper, you're seeing sorcery. Now, you got an American language where so many words is there, and there. This is done intentional. This is the only language that does that. That's why they say American is the hardest language to learn, because you got shit like I said, there, and there. R and R. And ain't and isn't. So much shit that don't even have to be there. You could accomplish the same thing with one word, but it's a choice, because if you look at religious context, they're all encoded books. How do they encode them? By spelling, using literature to hide secrets, signs and symbols. So we have to understand this. When we're looking at a police badge, you're looking at two things when you see a badge. You see a 5-point star or a 6-point star. What do these things mean? When you look at a star through a telescope, it doesn't look like the shit that they make us write on paper. So why do they call that a star? Because a real star is you. Melanin is created inside of stars. So a real star is you. You're a walking star. They got you going off some other shit that's probably a hologram. Now you got 5 points to it. The 5-pointed star, you already seen Da Vinci put the man inside of there. The 5-pointed star is merely man. That's all a 5-point star is. Head, arms, arm, leg, leg. That's a 5-point star. So they just connected it. Now let's get more intricate. What's a 6-point star? This is where the real understanding come in that for guys like Brian who don't know that I study like a motherfucker. The 6-point star comes from Saturn. according to what they say, when you look at Saturn through a telescope, there's a pitch black cube that they can't identify. Now, when you go downtown to most American cities, you'll see outside of banks in these trust fund buildings, you'll see that big ass black cube. It's like a design. It'd be downtown in a lot of major cities. Or you can Google it and it'll show you that same cube that I'm talking about downtown in a lot of major cities. When you go to Mecca and you see the Islamic brothers, a couple times a day, they have to walk clockwise around a black cube. See, once you understand the world is signs and symbols, then you'll stop simplifying everything and making it seem like, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that. So y'all hear me say all the time, this planet is controlled by Saturnians. The word Satan comes from Saturn. So you will see tons of Saturn worship on this planet. I just broke it down in the last episode. I showed you all those car logos with Saturn in it. So there's always a thing going on that you're not understanding when they create these symbols and put a 6-point star on a police badge. This is a Saturnian officer. Now, why the 5-point star? They put the 5-point star inside the pentagram. Why? Because what do they say this satanic guy is? He is opposing to man. So you put the 5 and what man? Because the original man is the black man and black woman. Now, that don't say nothing against my people who have less melanin, because we all come from the same creator. And whether you believe it or not, or whether you want to deal with it or not, y'all came from us. So I don't have no racism in me where when I say white guy or white people, I'm talking about that small group of people who just happen to be white that don't give a fuck about none of us. That's what I'm talking about. As far as past that, like I say all the time, I got biracial children. So it would be dumb for me to be racist. That would be, and then I have to hate their mother, which is stupid. So now, here's the other thing. These concepts are put in place by people who understand exactly what's going on. So when the 5-point star is about man, and this particular being is said to be opposing man on this planet, and then this particular being takes this 5-point star and uses it to govern over you and enslave. So the 5-point star is synonymous with man. And so they have taken that, put it on you, and used that symbol of man to enslave man. And on the other uniforms, they use a 6-point star for recognition to let you know we are the Saturnians. When you look at both the two primary gangs, what is it? The 5-point star and the 6-point star. So who really created these organizations? It get deep over here with me fucking around, Brian. But now, once we understand it and we can call it something, then we don't have to move in ignorance and say, well, I don't know what just happened. No, we know exactly what happened. And it's not going to stop. And why would it stop? Because at this point, they have successfully accomplished a few things. We don't even have to deal with the black man and black woman. Marriage in the United States is the worst on the planet. The divorce rate in the United States is the highest on the planet. The incarceration rate in the United States is the highest on the planet. So let's just think about this. The land of the free and the home of the brave has the most divorces and the most people locked up. So wouldn't that be a direct correlation to being able to get the youth to kill each other and for men to put on dresses. There's no balance in the household. We're coming from households where just think about this. We're coming from households where young black men are primarily being raised by women, black women, while their daddy is incarcerated. Now, y'all like to play that shit. Well, it ain't all of us ain't like that. I don't want to play that game up here. I don't got time to play. I'm trying to save my people. We know it ain't everybody, but the numbers is astronomical. How many people do you know personally, black families where they actually marry and together? I'll wait, because I don't know that many. And I know a lot of people. I've been all over America. And I can't tell, I don't know 5 married couples. I don't know 5 black married couples, and I've been all over the country. So we're raising our children in a system that allows us to, not allows us, it teaches us that we don't need each other. So if the black woman don't need the black man and the black man don't need the black woman, then that means you're forsaking the children that you create. And so now the system, because remember, we talked about that music, that's the #1 form of entertainment on the planet, but none of your people own it. So rap music, hip hop music is the #1 form of entertainment on the planet, but nobody black owns it. So what does that mean? Nobody black controls the dynamic of the music that our people put out. So we're putting out music at the highest frequency on the planet, and we don't have any control over what we put out. So that means the people who don't look like you and don't have your best interests at hand control what your children listen to, control what your society listen to. Well, you could say this ain't a bad thing, but let's take a look at it. We currently, all we get is nigga this, bitch that, hoe this, hoe that, drink liquor, do drugs, let's have sex, and let's kill each other. You find me a consistent rap album that don't get all of that all the way through the album. The only thing y'all gonna say is Kendrick and J. Cole. And they still got filth all through their shit too. They just hide it on y'all ass. So we got the #1 form of entertainment, all black participants, none of it black owned. It's completely destructive. And we allow it. That's the key part. We allow it. We don't even see what's happening. So now, if I'm the slave catchers, I turn it up on you. Because now we got a movement that encourages young black men to wear dresses. So let me get this straight. If we just discuss the dynamics, we got the most divorces and the most black male incarceration. So that means mom and daddy separated and daddy is in prison in a lot of these instances. And you're leaving this young child to navigate this alone. And society is telling him it's okay if he doesn't feel like a man and wants to wear a dress. They're not encouraging him to find his manhood. They're encouraging him, if you don't feel like a man, then don't be one. So, what does this ultimately do? The black woman, if she is not able to procreate, you cannot sustain the black race. So if the black woman is not able to successfully continually have black children, ultimately the black race will be no more. So let's look at what's being pushed on our society right now. Black male incarceration, so that removes the black man. Now they're pushing these dynamics in every movie now. Every single movie now you see relationship with a white man and a black woman in every single movie. So now they're pushing interracial dating the other way. Now, here's what changes. In America, the male is the head of the household. So once you have interracial dating where the white man is the head of the household and the black woman is coming into he's no longer, there is nothing invested for a white man to teach a young black male how to be black. What is he? Well, there's no benefit from him in that. But it's an enormous benefit to take this little black child, who I know has a genius mind because we researched these people for thousands of years, and make him think like us. So now, here's what we're looking at. Highest divorce ratio, black man incarcerated, white man being pushed on the black women, and last but not least, it's okay if he wears a dress. So now, what are we looking at as Black America? We're looking at black women married to white men with black sons that wear dresses. This is the future we're headed to. Every time you allow your son to watch basketball players with fingernail polish and you don't say nothing. Rappers wearing fingernail polish and dresses and you don't say nothing. Lil Nas X twerking on the devil and you don't say nothing. So if you allow this, then what can we possibly do for Tyree Nichols? What can we possibly do? Because if Tyree Nichols, if America knew that we wouldn't tolerate another George Floyd, we wouldn't have a Tyree Nichols. You got mad about George Floyd, you tore up shit unnecessarily, you accomplished nothing, and then you forgot about it once his family got some money. That's a nothing burger. So why not do it again? You ain't do shit last time. You tore up a bunch of shit that was insured and got a lot of people some new stores they couldn't have afforded, is what you did. You got people new stores and new inventory that could have never afforded it, is what you did. So they could use another one of those. It was financially beneficial, what you did during George Floyd. A lot of people cashed out with insurance on a high level, and as usual, more black men were arrested. So now, what we really have to ask ourselves is, how do we participate in the dynamics of what really happened with Tyree Nichols? Because it's like having cancer. Once I already got it, then the only thing I could do is deal with having cancer. But I could live a life that prevents, I could find out what cancer is and how it is acquired. And then I could live a life that defies someone who would catch cancer. Or whatever ails us, obesity, laziness, whatever the case may be. So now, if we don't understand, then we can't prevent it. And they know the evidence is pure. We are, see, they feed us these what they call algorithms to see how you take things. It's the number one show, Power, and BMF. Yeah. The clubs and the strip clubs are still popping. You still throwing money. You still popping bottles. The rappers still selling you lifestyles they don't really have. How many times rappers showed you all of this shit, then we found out that was broke, and y'all still didn't wake up and say, you know what, these rappers be tricking us. They don't even be having it. Y'all still go out and do everything you can to live this life. Where you want these cars, you want these beautiful women and these baller ass dudes and all of this shit. What does this do for you as a people? How does an NBA player, they all do these interviews and say, yeah, I come from the hood, man. Woo, woo, woo. You come from this horrible place. And you sign a contract for $35 million. And the first thing you do is buy houses, cars, and jewelry and start living like you're a rapper. A Lamborghini will change your neighborhood. The money you spent on a Lambo, 300 racks, that'll change your whole neighborhood. You could buy out your neighborhood. But instead, you buy things from the people who are oppressing you, which gives them more money to oppress you. So what does all of that have to do with anything? It's the soup they cooking. If you eat it, they'll serve it. And once they can see that what they serve, you gonna eat, why not have a Tyree Nichols? What are you gonna do about it? Everything that you allow will happen. Put it to you this way. Name me one time you ever seen a bully just get tired of punching you and feel sorry for you. So it's just like a bully come take your lunch money every day. And they just punch you, sock you in your shit, take your lunch money. And every day you cry and say it ain't fair, but you give up the lunch money. So you get to a point where like you literally come to school knowing you about to get socked and have to give up your lunch money. So the way you prepare for it is, soon as you get socked and give up your lunch money, you pull out the sign that you prepared the night before. And then you go to the teachers and say, hey, me and my other 4 friends who get punched and socked and get their lunch money taken, we're not standing for it. So we're going to march around the school until you do something about it. We can't do nothing about it. Your ass got to go to class. So we do all of this marching and protesting and all that shit. And then when we done, we go home, eat dinner, get up and go to work tomorrow. It's a nothing burger. If that's all I got to endure for killing your people is you scream for a minute, then you let it ride. Hey, what the fuck? Scream for a minute and let us ride. This is the part we have to understand. What's being done to you is because 2 part. For 1, because you don't know who you are. And for 2, because you don't know who you are, then you accept things that you shouldn't accept. I told you, your ancestors created voodoo. Your ancestors created hypnotism, any type of brain therapy, psychology, all of these practices come from you. So what does that really mean? It means that at any moment you could wake up, realize who you are, tap in and end these fuckers in your sleep. And they know it. So they have to keep your mind polluted, you dumbed down, and your body full of stupid shit. So you take in GMO foods and all kind of dumb shit you shouldn't, simply because the program tell you to. As long as the people who are doing the things to you tell you what you should do, they're going to be all right. It's the moment when you get a sense of self and you realize, okay, joke's over. They really not playing with us. We really going to have to stand up for ourselves, or they're really going to try to get us done. How many more incidents we going to have? White people were kidnapped from the Caucasus Mountains and enslaved in Africa for tens and thousands of years. Ken, you sound crazy as hell. You sound good. Well, where do y'all get this dumbass information from where y'all just start coming in chat sections and just spewing out stupid shit? Ain't no white people. Let me tell you something, Force Ken. No, it's not facts. You know why I'm gonna tell you it's not facts? You know why I'm gonna tell you it's not facts? because the original Caucasians were black people, Forrest Ken. We were in the Caucasus Mountains way before Caucasian people were, Forrest Ken. So how the hell are you going to kidnap people from the Caucasus Mountains when you live there, Ken? All the original European monarchies were first African and black. Africans enslaved my people in Sicily for 300 years. Bro, Sicilians are half black. Let it go, bro. Let it go, Forrest Ken. Let it go. You need to know more history before you come in here. Y'all come in here with that nonsense like I just whistled Dixie. I'm a historian. I teach this shit. Sicilians were once Africans, and they used to brag about it. They don't anymore because, well, white supremacy pays better. Stop it, Ken. Makes no sense how you're going to have melanin in the frozen Caucasus Mountains. Oh, my fucking goodness. Oh, my fucking goodness. How you going to have melanin in the Caucasus Mountains? Is it melanin in Canada? You people just say shit. You people just say shit. It's black people in Canada, ain't it? Africa still runs the slave trade in Gambia. You know what? I can't deal with you, Forrest Ken. You just gonna stay. This is scholastic Tourette's. Africans run a slave trade. My mother used to be Indonesian. You just say whatever the fuck you can think of. It's not a white thing. Slavery is a black-run business. Boy, I tell you, white folks will come up with anything to deflect. Slavery is a black-run business. Oh, boy, you know what? I'm mad because it's true. I'm not mad. If this looks like somebody who's mad, I'm happy that you took the last 5 minutes attention away and we could just giggle at you. I don't even have to prepare for the last couple of minutes. No one believes you. You can't prove shit you saying. And just so we clear, since I like schooling ignorance, the African slavery was called indentured servitude. You worked to pay off your passage. Once your debt was paid, you went home, genius. That's not slavery. That's indentured servitude. There has never, until the Western world created it, it's all published and factual. You can look it up. I don't have to look it up. I am walking factual, Forrest Ken. So therefore, any African slavery system in existence before European colonialism was called indentured servitude. Yes, Africans had white slaves, and after their debt was paid, they could leave. If that's the case, if Africans had enslaved white people the way white people did it, then white people would have never gained power, genius. The reason why they were able to gain power, because they were able to buy their freedom after their debt was paid. That's the way the world works. The world has always did that. You got a debt, you're going to pay it by doing some goddamn work. Now, once the work's done, you can go home. Now, once colonialism set in, they ended that. They did something called chattel slavery, where you never go home. You're a slave for life. No one on the planet, from a historical standpoint, look that up. Since you study talking about looking shit up, no one from a historical standpoint has ever had chattel slavery before the European. Thank you, Forrest Ken. Take your supremacy confusion somewhere else. And the Moors were traitors. I don't give a fuck about them. Boy, where did you guys come from? Hey, if y'all spent, you know what? I ain't going to say that. But the thing is this. We got 4 more minutes. I'm going to talk to my people. Ken, I'm done with you because, well, I've beat you up on every point you've made so far. So it's kind of a waste of my time, but it's pretty fun. Now, you learned this from 5%ers, the one in now rule. Look. Anybody claiming any religious practice in this country at this point, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're a little confused about the history of this country. Who actually mastered the 120 son? Here comes the scholastic Tourette's again. Anyway, so now here's the thing. What we got to understand is this right here. I was having a debate with an Israelite brother yesterday. Shouts out to the CMB. The young brother was pretty dope. And something that I love, he could admit when he's wrong about something. I'm not saying he was wrong about a lot, but I'm just saying if it comes to a situation where he wasn't sure about something or he was wrong about something, then he could be like, I ain't sure or I was wrong. So I'm cool with that. Now, the whole thing is what we do is we get information like what Ken is doing. He got things that he yelling out like the young brother was doing yesterday. But when I ask you for names and dates, things change. You have to know dates and time periods and time frames so that you understand, like, okay, this happened at this date. And then you won't compile information, because sometimes we run incidents in together. And if you could just add dates, you would say, oh, okay, that couldn't have happened because the date they gave ain't right. So we deal with something as simple as we got 2 minutes. I'm gonna do this real quick. Something simple as the Exodus. Okay, in the Bible they got the Exodus. Now, according to the Bible, the Exodus happened in I believe it was 1446, and they said Ramesses was responsible. But in 1446, Ramesses had already came and went. So once you know the date, you instantly understand, oh, wait a minute, that couldn't have happened. This date ain't right. So I said, do you believe, I asked the young man, I said, do you believe everything in the Bible is accurate? He said, yes, he believed everything in the Bible is accurate. See, right there, we have a problem. Because if you believe everything in the Bible is accurate, and one of the focal points of the Bible is the Exodus. If you're an Israelite, one of the most monumental moments in that Bible is the Exodus. Okay, but if the date is wrong on the Exodus and you believe everything the Bible say, how do we account for that? Something ain't right. So something in there, somebody made a mistake. And instead of explaining the mistake, people will attack you and say, you got it wrong. So, deny, what are you talking? I ain't even talking to you no more. Can you talk about I deny myself when I react like that? I stopped talking to you 10 minutes ago. No negative reaction should have been warranted. That ain't building, family. Ain't no negative reaction. You said some things that was inaccurate and I corrected you. That is building. What's not building is not being able to accept the correction. So when I hit you with the correction and I could prove it, and then you became argumentative. So that's not building. You could have been like, I'm not sure about that, or I'm not aware of that. But what you did was you attacked me. Like you just said, you haven't mastered 720. You don't know what I done mastered. You don't know what. See, that's you attacking the speaker, and now you want to cry wolf. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to defend myself and my teachings. That's just natural. So anybody going to deny their stance, I'm denying my stance. You know you don't know what I know, because I know you don't know some shit. You was talking about black people can't be Caucasians. That's the dumbest shit ever. That makes zero sense. Anyway, the science proves the first people on the planet. You did say black people can't be Caucasian. Go up there and read it. You said, how's black people going to survive that, blah, blah, all that shit. Go read what you said. You said that, sir. So now what I'm saying is this right here. We started late, y'all, so we still got like 10 minutes. I ain't realized that. So, so now here's the thing. You got to understand, I deal with fact, not fiction. I deal with times and dates. This is how I corroborate anything. So when you say science proves that, is a product of the sun. Melanin is a product of the sun. Melanin is not a product of the sun. See what I'm saying? You just say shit, Ken. Then when I take you to school, now, you told me I wasn't building with you. Now, I'm finna give you some real information. Now, I hope you sound like you a brother. So I'm hoping you can't get melanin living in the frozen dark mountains. Okay, hold on. I'm about to correct you. Now, when I correct you, I just need you to be real with the family. You said melanin is a product of the sun. Melanin is not. Okay. Melanin is part of something called the triple alpha process. That's where you get 666 from. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons equals carbon 12. Carbon is the number. You need carbon to exist on this planet. You need carbon to exist on this planet. Carbon 12 is 99% of what carbon is. Carbon 12 is melanin. The triple alpha process is what creates stars. By definition and according to what science said, melanin is created inside of stars. So melanin is not the product of a sun because a star is not a sun yet. A star is either, I'm out, you ramble, now peace. Ooh, that's how you know. That's how you know. Y'all hear that? You hear that? That's what the last one said when I put that spanking on them. Soon as you put that spanking on them, now I talk too much and it's time to go. You've been arguing with me for 30 minutes. But now I talk too much. No, you just knew you weren't gonna be man enough to say I was wrong. You said melanin was created is a product of the sun, and it ain't. So you ain't know what you was talking about. Now, what melanin is, the sun is a direct connection to melanin. The sun enhances melanin. Melanin is a receiver, a conductor and a receiver. I'm going to take you to school now, Ken. Melanin is a conductor and a receiver, meaning it can take in and give out. So what happens is the sun and melanin work together because the sun was put on this planet to assist melanated beings. Melanin wasn't put here for the sun. The sun was put here for us. This our shit. What you don't know could kill you, sir. So, ain't no melanin. What? This class in session over here. You bark up this tree, you're going to get a branch. Now, the thing is this right here. So, what melanin does with the sun is it turns, the sun is a big-ass motherboard. So, your melanin, if you're non-melanated, you can't receive the information that the sun is giving you. Your hair is so coarse because these is antennas to receive the information coming in from the sun. Then this directly connects to the sun, takes in the information and feeds it to the melanin, and the melanin processes it and turns it into instructions. Look that up, Ken. And I just went way deeper than I ever go. That's real science. That's some shit that the dudes in the white coats will tell you. That's how I just broke that down. That's what melanin is. It ain't whatever you was talking about. But either way it go, what tonight was all about, and we can get out of here. But what I really want to convey to the people, to my people, is this right here. It's what I say every time before I leave. Our key to salvation is information. That's the key to salvation. This planet used to be one piece called Pangea. So there is no aspect of this planet that the melanated species hasn't navigated. Period. If you look it up, Alaska has a huge black population. Places that are traditionally cold as fuck. Germany, huge black population. Canada, enormous. Your boy Champagne Poppy from Canada. So we got to stop just spewing things we don't understand. It's okay to be wrong. But when you say the melanated man and woman are the first species to inhabit this planet, and then science has proven that the melanated man and woman has navigated every place on this planet. So how dare you say it's a spot on here we can't survive when we've been everywhere? All of those European families and all of that cold shit, the European nobility used to be all black. It's cold as fuck. What was they doing? You think they was hiding in the house while they was running cold-ass Europe? No, they was doing what white people do. They was bundling up and going the fuck outside. Duh. People just say shit, bro. We the gods of this planet. Ain't no place on this planet we can't go or it wouldn't be here. With that being said, the real challenge is to know thyself. And then once we know each other, then we develop a comprehension and an understanding of how we can survive together against the world that's against us. So this comprehension of just understanding something simple that our forefathers understood, which was that it's us. Our forefathers, you could say in the 60s, when they woke up every day, they had a simple understanding. There's a system against us and we got to fight it. That's it. You can make it more complicated, more intricate if you want to personalize it. But the gist of it is they woke up every day with the simple, singular understanding. It's how things were getting accomplished. You didn't have to know each other. We understood. We have a common enemy. And the only way we could fight it is together. And we have to do it every day. We have to wake up fighting these people. Now we wake up to our things because we just want to be rich and ballers. We don't care about justice for our people. We want to be rich, throw money and hit the strip club. Hey, I ain't do what you do, but understand you at war. Knowledge is the only real power. Information is the only real currency. I love y'all and I'm gone.